Well, hello friends. My name is Matt, and I'm the youth and family pastor here at Cornerstone Church here in Marshfield, and I'm here today with your Cornerstone Connection, a daily devotional. So I want to begin by asking you a question. When's the last time you invited a sick person to dinner? Now, this sounds like a silly question. It sounds like you're probably sitting there thinking, Matt, you're crazy. Why would you invite somebody who's sick into your home to have dinner with you or take them out if they are sick, especially right now, right? I mean, nobody's supposed to be out of their homes if they're sniffling, right? And so the question kind of sounds ridiculous to say, hey, when's the last time you invited a sick person to have dinner with you? But I'm not talking about physical sickness. Where I've gotten this question from is from the short text that I read this morning in Mark chapter 2 as I'm making my way through the Gospel of Mark. It's there that we find Jesus call Levi. Levi would eventually be called Matthew, but Levi was a tax collector and not well liked by anybody of that day because those tax collectors were known for being sinners and for taking more than they were supposed to take from people and pocketing it. But leave it to Jesus to approach Levi and to come up to his booth and say, hey, you, follow me. And as Levi follows him, eventually Jesus finds himself at Levi's house having dinner with Levi and all of his buddies, tax collectors, and what the Bible writes and says are sinners. And it goes like this, verse 15 of chapter 2 in Mark. While Jesus was having dinner at Levi's house, many tax collectors and sinners were eating with him and his disciples, for there were many who followed him. When the teachers of the law, who were Pharisees, saw him eating with the sinners and tax collectors, they asked his disciples, why does he eat with tax collectors and sinners? On hearing this, Jesus said to them, it is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners. And as I read that this morning, I was confronted with that question that I asked you at the beginning. When's the last time I've had community, intentional community, with those who are lost spiritually, with those who are spiritually sick, those who right now are dead because they don't yet know Christ? And of course, this type of intentional community with unbelievers doesn't have to happen around a dinner table, and perhaps it wouldn't during this pandemic, right? But this community can still happen. And as I read how intentional Jesus was to approach Levi and then to go with Levi to his house and to sit down totally counterculturally and have dinner with Levi and his tax collector buddies and other sinners and to bring his disciples along, it really confronted me. It made me ask myself, Matt, how intentional are you being with those who are sick? How intentional are you being with the lost and those who right now are facing eternal death? And so as I ask myself that question today from today's reading in Mark chapter 2, I want to ask you and challenge you today, if you are a believer in Christ, when's the last time you had intentional time with an unbeliever? When's the last time you made an invite to coffee or to lunch or to a Zoom call or to an outside campfire during this beautiful summer weather? Let me challenge you, and let me challenge me as well. Let's be intentional with those who are sick spiritually around us. And may we provide the spiritual healing that is only in Jesus Christ to those who need it. Friends, I hope you're challenged, I hope you're encouraged, and I hope you go forth in your day providing that spiritual healing that only the gospel can provide. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time on the Cornerstone Connection.